Welcome to VerifiedRx, your prescription for success. Brought to you by the Vizient Center for Pharmacy Practice Excellence.
In our last episode of VerifiedRx, Lisa Hanlon, medication safety and compliance specialist at Penn State Health and heart rhythm meditation practitioner, shared the connection between medication safety and meditation by exploring the science, methods, and rationale. Today, we welcome her back to demonstrate how to get started with your own practice. I'm Gretchen Brummel, Pharmacy Executive Director with the Vizient Center for Pharmacy Practice Excellence, and your program host. We are recording live here in Las Vegas at the 2022 ASHP Mid-Year Clinical Meeting. Welcome back, Lisa.
Thank you, Gretchen. This is a perfect context to be recording a meditation. All of you are not here to describe the environment of where we are. We're at the ASHP Mid-Year Clinical Meeting in the exhibit hall. The exhibit hall at ASHP is enormous. There's hundreds and thousands of people here. And we have this great booth with this segregated space where there's all this activity going on around us, but we are literally going to meditate in the middle of the exhibit floor. This might be a first. But this is a great analogy to using meditation in life. And I will often use the analogy of the eye of a hurricane, where you have this stillness, this beautiful space, and then there's all this chaos and craziness going around you. And that's one of the things that you can use meditation to help you do. And that brings in all of these skills and abilities to better manage and cope with the stress and the distractions and the challenges that we have in life. It really is a wonderful strategy and an ability to cultivate stress resilience.
Wonderful. Thank you for that explanation. And I'm really looking forward to this. I'm going to participate with Lisa. And so I think we'll just go ahead and get started if that's okay with you.
Yeah. For anyone that's never tried meditation, I hope that you find this as a very simple practice. Meditation has many different styles and types. The type that I do is called heart rhythm meditation. We start with an upright posture. I'm going to explain a little bit about what we do and why. And then as we do each of these steps in the practice, I will pause. So you may hear some background noise. That background noise can also be your own thoughts. It can be your own emotions. And we're not pushing them away. We're just focusing more internally. And I'll walk you through that. Remember that meditation is a practice. Sometimes it comes easy. Sometimes it takes a little more effort. Let's start with our posture. And we'll start with just our feet firmly planted on the ground, about hip width apart. And if you can, just kind of press down on your feet. Really feel your body, feel yourself connecting to the earth. This helps bring us into the present moment. And this is important because many times we're stressed, we're distracted, we're thinking about what just happened and what's coming up next. And then the next thing to prepare us for the meditation is let's now focus on our upper back and shoulders. And just take a moment and stretch your neck, pulling one ear to the shoulder very gently at your own level of comfort, and then do the other. Just a gentle stretch. And then even take your neck and lean your head back. And then bringing your chin to your chest. Kind of loosening up the neck, and then roll your shoulders a couple of times, loosening up. We hold a lot of stress and tension in our upper back, and then reverse. And again, doing this at a level that's comfortable for you. And then finally, bring your shoulders up to your ears, and then back, and then down. And this opens up the chest. It allows us to get a nice full breath. And just rest your palms face up on your lap. And just check in with your body. You want to be comfortable. So with meditation, you don't have to hold a special pose. So just check in with your body. Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel relaxed? I invite you to close your eyes. Some people say they're uncomfortable closing their eyes in meditation, so you can just soften your gaze and look at something. We close our eyes just so that we're not distracted by our environment. You can always open your eyes if you need to. But as you close your eyes, turn your attention inward to your breath. And that might sound a little funny if you've never done this before. So all that means is you're aware of your inhale and exhale. So just take a few moments and practice that. Being aware of your breath. So you're still aware of the rest of your surroundings. It's just your focus is becoming more and more internally on your breath. You're just breathing at your own natural, steady rhythm. And as your mind wants to wander, that's very normal. Just gently return your attention back to your breath. And always remember that it's a practice. One of the interesting things that always happens is your breath is going to naturally slow and deepen, so just allow that. Focusing on our breath begins that activation of the parasympathetic nervous system, our body's natural relaxation response. So we're literally just breathing, consciously breathing. And now I invite you to take your breath and make it even a little deeper and a little slower. So this is where we are intentionally making our breath slow and deep. And do this at your own comfort level, your own pace. And one of the best ways to maximize the benefit of a full breath is to make sure that you use your belly. So you can put one hand on your belly at your belly button or a little lower, and then one hand on the center of your chest. And what you want to go for is the feeling that the hand on your belly is moving more than the hand on your chest. So we're engaging the diaphragm, but we're also engaging the abdominal muscles. If you've ever seen an infant breathe, they do this type of a full belly breath. It's really a very natural way for our nervous system to accommodate our environment. When you think about when you're highly stressed and in fight or flight mode, our breath is shallow and quick. And when we're in that rest and digest mode, our breath is slow and deep. So just practice this for a few moments, this slow, deep breath. And if it helps to think about the physiological effects, then do that. If you find that distracting, just really immerse yourself in this feeling of a full breath. Continue doing this full breath. I just want to interject here that this simple step of a full conscious breath is something you can do anytime, anywhere. You can do it with your eyes open. So if you're at work and you're in a very stressful environment, just consciously breathing a full breath can help you to shift gears. You can even do it when you're driving, again, with your eyes open and being aware. So when you find yourself feeling anxious and stressed or overwhelmed, just remember deep, slow breathing helps to reverse that effect in your body. With this form of meditation, you want to maintain your full breath. So you find a pace, a rhythm that you can sustain. Not only is this breath relaxing, but because we're making it full, it's also energizing. So you shouldn't feel sleepy or drowsy when you're meditating. You should feel energized. This form of meditation is more like plugging in rather than unplugging. You maintain this nice full breath. And now I invite you to connect to your heart. You've already have a hand over the center of your chest. And so think about your heart, your physical heart beating in your chest. Think about your energetic heart. Our hearts generate a very large electromagnetic field. And also your emotional heart. And this is how we integrate body, mind, spirit. When you think about putting your heart into something, it's really all of you. By connecting our breath with our heart, this is healing, it's energizing, it's balancing and grounding. And just be aware of how it feels as you're doing this heart-centered breath. If it's challenging, that's okay. But with practice, it will feel energizing and calming. And then the last step I'd like to invite you to try, and this is like a dance, we're putting all these steps together. And so as you practice them, it becomes easier and they flow. So we have our posture, we have our full conscious breath, we're connected to our heart. And now what I invite you to do is make your breath balanced. And all that means is that your inhale and exhale are of equal length. So you can do that with a simple count. If you feel your heartbeat or your pulse, you can use that. For example, make your inhale a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then your exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're just counting to yourself. If your breath is a little longer, then go ahead and make it longer. Because most of us throughout the day, our inhale and exhale are not balanced. So this is a very simple practice to bring balance back to our bodies, to our minds, to our hearts, to our whole being. So putting all these steps together, let's just do this for a few more moments. This balanced breath. With any practice, the more you do it, the easier it becomes, the more you feel the impacts. But as you can see in just these few moments that we've spent, you can really maximize the benefits of these practices to help you physically, mentally, emotionally, holistically, your whole being. It doesn't have to take a lot of time. It doesn't have to take a lot of effort. It's actually very simple. So I hope that this practice encourages you to try meditation. If you'd like to continue meditating, you can. But for those of you that need to get back to your day, you can open your eyes. Return to your everyday breath. Give yourself a moment. And I hope that this was a good experience for you and that you try meditation as one of your self-care strategies moving forward.
Thank you, Lisa, for leading us in this practice. We really appreciate you being here with us today.
Thank you.
And listeners, please join us for more VerifiedRx podcasts. Subscribe today, like us, and send us your comments. We'd love to hear from you. VerifiedRx is your prescription for success and is brought to you by the Vizient Center for Pharmacy Practice Excellence. I'm Gretchen Brummel. Thanks for listening.